I feel like it's been a while since we've done a word that just really didn't make sense.
So what are you thinking?
I don't know. I just feel like I wish there was a way to describe the amount of time that it's been since we've done a word that didn't make sense.
I don't know. When we're in this podcast room, there is no time for me. It feels like a blessing.
Jesus.
No, it's Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah.
He can bless you now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's amazing.
Gesundheit.
Yeah. No, I just feel like it's been, I don't know, some period of time. I don't know. It's been like a minute.
Ooh, that's like 60 seconds.
That's what I thought.
What?
Yeah. Apparently it's not anymore.
Oh,
We're about to get into it.
You just made me feel old again.
Everything old is new again? Everything old is old again?
So actually, real knowledge isn't knowledge anymore?
No.
Oh, that sounds about right. Welcome to the new world, my friends.
That's weird. That's exactly what Christopher Columbus said.
Before all the raping and pillaging?
Well, during.
Okay, gotcha.
He didn't have time to stop.
Yeah. History is awesome.
He actually screamed it while raping and pillaging.
Welcome to the new world, bitches.
It was in Portuguese.
Can you teach us to make giant corn?
Not important. The point is...
minute is not time anymore.
We're going to take a minute to describe minute. And
you think we'll win
this episode won't be minute?
It's always minute.
Oh, you just need a better magnifying glass.
Ooh.
Welcome to Hang Out with your Slang Out.
Oh, I can't wait.
So do the kids say that it's been a minute since something to you?
Actually, yes, I have heard that.
Like all the time, right?
A bunch of times.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it because it's stupid.
It is stupid, but it's pretty common, right? I think it gets used all the time on TV, everything. I think I might actually be guilty of saying it every now and then. Not a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have said it too. It sounds stupid to me, but then I think back to when I used to run in high school and how I could do 400 meters or a quarter mile in less than a minute. But when you're running it, it feels like an eternity.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime that you time anything, it always feels like longer than whatever the time is.
So do you think when someone's saying, I have a feeling when people say it's been a minute, they're actually talking about something that feels like it's been a lot longer than a minute.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what they're doing. Yes.
Yes. Right. So when I say it, it's literally been a minute. I count to 59 seconds. I might do it. 59 seconds, 60 seconds. It's been a minute.
Right. I think it's the new slang replacement for back in the day, maybe. Nah, not really, but kind of like it's an extension of that, which was a Thursday.
Yeah, we figured that out. Well, somebody else figured it out. We just like to repeat it. Have you looked up any alternatives to minute? There can't be too many.
I would hope there aren't.
Well, I hope there are, because otherwise we're only good. This podcast will only be about a minute.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you in a minute. Less than a minute if you just click to the next episode.
There also used to be, in the 80s, there was some show or channel that had, like at the end of an episode or something like that, it'd be the thing would be in a minute. And I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember that.
Hi, my name is David Eisen, and I'm 10 years old. I would like to be an astronaut someday. To learn more about it, I attended space camp at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Discovery ready to resume countdown. What is the status of mission control? One of the neatest things here is the orbiter. In it, we simulate a real space mission. Roger, go at throttle up. Engines at 104%. If you would like to learn more about space camp, write to U.S. Space Camp, 1 Tranquility Base, Huntsville, Alabama. I'd like to be an astronaut because I think that being an astronaut's interesting, and I also think that it's probably going to be what most of tomorrow's technology will be based around: space.
That was the longest minute of my life.
It was actually 2 minutes and 38 seconds, but let's talk about the kid who thinks he's going to space with that stutter. Come on.
Well, hang on one second. Tallahassee, Tennessee.
It's Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville, Tennessee.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Space camp. He had me at space camp.
I'm sure he did. Nerd.
What did that follow? What was that like after like
It was called USA Cartoon Express or something like that. And they would always have those little clips either right before or right after one of their shows.
Was it literally called In a Minute? Like that was in it? Wow. I actually don't remember that. But you know, I did a lot of PCP when I was a kid.
Right.
That's the pipe, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
Don't act like you don't know drugs.
If you want to know exactly how old that commercial is, though, understand that it told you to mail via paper your interest in the Space Camp program, not email or find us on the web.
And I think we could really determine our listeners if they understand.
And that's when USA Network was like USA Network. Like we are red and blue.
Yep.
And white all over.
That's back when it wasn't a hate crime.
Yeah.
It was back when we were all proud of the USA color.
Yeah. You know, in a minute.
I really don't remember that. That's crazy. But I saw a thing. There's always these things where they take like this generation and they try to make them do stuff like use a rotary phone. Mm-hmm. One of them was can they figure out how to mail an actual piece of mail? And they couldn't, which seems unbelievable to us to think about it. But then if you think about it, if you've only had an iPad in your hand your whole life, what's the last thing you do is actually physically fold paper, put it in an envelope, and even know what the hell a stamp is.
They probably don't even know that it's called correspondence.
Well, you could call it correspondence, I guess. Nobody called it we called it mail.
Oh, no.
No. Did you ever do that?
Classier.
Did you have to do that in school where you had to have like, where they make you have a
pen pal?
Yeah, pen pal from like far away.
I don't think so. Cause you know, we had a diverse local community. So we didn't have to.
This only child syndrome is bad. I don't got time to be writing to other kids, especially poor kids. Jesus.
I hate to
send them a Nerf ball and tell them to shut up.
I hate to break it to you, but your pen pal was writing to the poor kids.
You think so? No.
Wait, I was the poor kids?
I was a poor kid. No, because I sent him like an outline of my hand that looked like a turkey. So that guy is set for life, dude.
Some dude in jail's like, this motherfucker.
Yeah. He's like, well, I love
if I get one more hand turkey.
He's like, I love them I like the tiny hand turkeys. Wrong podcast, people. Sorry about that. It's been a minute since we've been on here.
About 5 minutes. I'm going to jerk you to this turkey.
Jerk turkey. That's Southern, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's also our new band name.
No, okay. Jerk turkey. I thought it was like Kid Rock's third album
like
or something.
Jive Turkey, but slightly different.
Way slightly different. Jerk turkey. It's turkey with an ER.
You know, it's been a minute since I've heard Jerk Turkey. Since their first album came out.
What was your favorite song off that album?
I don't know, but I do remember the name of the album was Live from the Frigidaire Oven.
I love their hit, like power ballad, Based Me. How'd that go? You remember?
I don't. I don't, in fact, remember how that went.
Based me in your love, turkey style. All right, back to Minute.
Gonna give you the stuffing. Second hit up.
Never mind. This episode's not about me anymore. This is just about us. How many bad jokes we can make about stuffing a turkey.
This is about us saying as many jokes as we can to get canceled this episode.
And during the episode. Minute. A period of time equal to 60 seconds or a 60th of an hour. That's the way I want to refer to it from now on. That's the 60th of an hour.
No, you don't.
A 60th of a degree of angular measurement. Nobody says that. So that's a pretty legit one. Let me see if the UD Urban Dictionary has anything fun.
Oh, yeah. That's what it was, I think.
When talking about a period of time much longer than an actual minute, sometimes also called an ill minute or a hot minute. Now, a hot minute I've heard a bunch of times, which I like that better.
Sure. What if it's a cold minute?
I don't know what the difference is, but I think hot minute sounds awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know that I've used in a minute. Well, no, I'm sure I
think
have.
you've used it with me. It's not something you say a lot.
Yeah, maybe, but it's been a minute since I've used it with you.
You said you don't like this, right?
I don't know whether or not I like it. I feel like I don't, if only because like a minute actually has a defined amount of time associated with it.
I feel like it's part of our vocabulary now, so it's too late to hate it.
But like I said, when I thought about it more, when you think of timing something for a minute, that minute feels like an eternity. So not entirely wrong.
It's been a minute. Yeah, I think we've all done that. I know I've done that on text because you think you're being clever, even though it's probably been used for like 10 years. And I just finally figured out how to, it's been a minute. I'm so clever. Just like them.
I just can't help but think of the band Stained every time.
It's been a minute. I got to do the right voice. That's not the right voice. What do you got? You got some Stained in you?
Well, yes, but don't we all have a little bit of Stained in us?
Yes. That's a whole other podcast. There's a lot of tears.
Since I could.
All I know is that song was on the radio every minute
of every day.
Yep, it was on a lot.
Maybe that's why it's been a minute.
It's a fantastic song until you've heard it like 3 times in 15 minutes.
Yeah, just like "Hold On" by Wilson Phillips.
Don't you degrade Wilson Phillips on this podcast?
Don't I what?
Degrade. I said degrade, right?
You did, but I mean, I think I would back because you stuttered through it. So I think I would back it up and start.
Are you making fun of people who stutter? I would never make fun of somebody's speech impediment. That's disgusting. That's so season 1.
We've grown since then.
We've grown. I'm a man now. That was our teenage years.
Oh man, I'm 40.
I wish I could say that.
Yeah, so.
Man, I've been 40 for over a minute.
It's nice.
That sound kind of like you, right?
A little bit.
All right. It's been a while.
Yeah, less like me. No, but my family and I went to Hawaii one year, and whatever year it was the year that "Hold On" was popular.
That's got to be 90s.
And I feel like they must have had their own version of MTV or VH1. I'm not entirely sure, but I promise you that song played every other song. It was like finding a Circle K in Arizona. Like it was impossible not to hear that song. 1990.
Damn, you're pretty good at that. I would have said 93. It was 90?
Hold on for one more day.
So you were just a little shit then. 6 years old?
No, it was 10.
Oh, that's right. You're born in 80. No wonder you remember it.
Yeah, who wouldn't remember holding on for one more day? I know that there is pain.
You do know that there's pain. I don't know the next line. Damn it. But it was right there too. Hang on.
But you hold on for one more day. You break free right from the chains.
You did listen to that song a lot, didn't you?
I am telling you, it was on repeat. And in the moment, it played so much that I started to hate it. But since then, guilty pleasure, my friend.
Did they ever have a second hit?
Yes.
Like a real hit, not like a kind of a hit.
I think
I know they had a follow-up to that song, but it was not even close to that.
Let's see. Yeah, Release Me. Release Me and You're in Love were both big.
Nope.
Yeah, they were.
Because I can't sing them off the top of my head right now.
That doesn't make a song big or not big.
Sure does.
Unless
that's No Purple Rain.
Unless it's by Mr. Big.
Yes. They had Mr. Big had more hits than Wilson Phillips. Big Country had more hits than Wilson Phillips.
Wilson Phillips had 3 hits. It's been a minute since we started an episode about something and then completely trailed off into things that don't relate to it whatsoever.
Yeah, we never do that. You have to go way back in time for that.
Like at least 3 episodes ago.
Yeah. Since 47, we haven't done that.
What are some things that you can think of where you would say, oh, it's been a minute since blank? Like in your life where...
I can directly...
Because I also feel like when people say it's been a minute, it's like, I don't want to say it's longing, but it's remembering fondly.
Yeah, totally.
For the most part.
Totally agree with that. This weekend right now, it's the holiday weekend. We just gave your magical... What do you call it? You call your stepdaughter. You don't call her your stepdaughter. You call
bonus
her...
daughter.
Bonus daughter. Thank you. Gave your bonus daughter her first electric guitar. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, she's like, Uncle Dan, Uncle Dan. So I had to pull out my electric guitar. And before you know it, I was just caught up in the moment. And it's been a minute since I've actually played my guitar.
I want to talk about this for a minute because my wife just sent us some photos of yesterday. And part of it was...
Am I in there?
Yeah,
part of it was Santa?
Part of you was starting to teach her the guitar. And you were standing on her amp, which is two issues.
Did someone take a picture of that?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be my new screensaver.
There are 2 issues because one, this amp is super small.
Very small. It's like romance novel size.
But it actually does a pretty good job for how small it is.
Yeah. That's freaking hilarious. I got to find
But the other part is, I mean, his dogs were all over that thing. And it was... If I was
So I don't have the prettiest dogs in the first place.
But that's the broken foot dog.
It was. Oh my goodness. But those dogs actually had been wrapped up. I don't even know how to explain it.
In fish.
No,
that's it. Just in fish.
My feet have been in fish.
We don't need to explain anything.
For about a good 2 hours.
He'd been wearing snapper for shoes.
God. Back to the actual story. Your bonus daughter got a new guitar.
Yep.
I got to show her. She asked me how to play some stuff, and it'd been a minute since I'd done it.
And he was the closest person we had in the house to knowing what that would be like.
An actual rock star, I think.
He's listened to a lot of music.
I think that's how you put it. An actual rock star.
Yeah, that's not how I put it, no.
Yes. I've had 4,000 eyeballs at me at one time when I was singing.
Listen, it's been a minute since you've released a cassette.
Maybe. You don't know. We're huge in Sedan.
Actually, probably.
Yeah.
Skating.
Rollerblades or ice?
Most recently, ice.
Never done it. It's been a minute.
No, you hadn't asked. And so...
I know.
Not that long ago, we went ice skating, and like the first 15 to 20 minutes were, I'm not going to lie, pretty questionable. Mm-hmm. Definitely is not like riding a bike.
Did you used to do it a lot?
I did a lot of rollerblading, not a lot of ice skating.
Because that's what I thought, because you're a Cali boy, right? Mm-hmm. That'd have been kind of tricky.
Well, I mean, they have ice in California.
No. That's a myth, right?
No, like, if it exists in California.
Oh, that's right. Your bucktooth sharks play on ice, right? How do they teach sharks to ice skate? I always wondered that.
It's tricky.
All right. Easier than getting them to play football, but you know.
But once I got going and got my legs under me a little bit, mm-hmm. It was fun all over again.
Were you like sore? Like honestly, the next day?
Oh my God, yeah.
Because I bet you used muscles you hadn't used in a while.
Used muscles I hadn't used in a while and put more weight on those muscles than had been put on in a while.
Good point.
Every time I do something active like that, it's like, maybe I should consider working out and or dieting.
I don't know if any younger listeners will be listening, if they've ever played original lawn darts. It was like from the 70s, early 80s, where they had these giant darts, like literally metal pointy darts you used to throw in the air to try to make inside these rings you lay in your grass or dirt or wherever.
No more than 30 kids were killed by it. In 78.
Those darts come down hard. It's like throwing a Volvo off the roof. Those things hit the ground they mean business. And when you get to our age, maybe weight has something to do with it too. When we fall now, at least when I fall like old fashioned lawn darts, dude. I mean business. Like there's no skipping or bouncing anymore. It's like Scud missile time. Just I'm in the dirt, dude. I'm full on asteroid.
Yeah.
Armageddon it.
It's
gonna be a lot of singing on this episode.
I hope not.
Can you tie in a minute to the classic The Simpsons cartoon.
Oh, yeah, because we didn't do that the last episode we recorded.
Well, it's a new season too, and we don't have to go to the Simpson well as much if you don't want to. But I know Wilson Phillips has been on that. I think they even sang the song on the freaking show.
Pretty sure that's accurate.
Yeah, and I think they were themselves. And
oh, absolutely.
I was just wondering because I think Minute, there's not a lot to it. It's either the measurement of time or the way it's used now as longer than the measurement of time. Pretty easy. I don't know why we need 30 minutes to tell our listeners what minute means, but
well, because nobody wants a 5-minute episode. Actually, they probably all want 5-minute episodes, but we don't like recording only 5-minute episodes.
Just listen to in like 5-minute increments, and then it'll take you all week to listen to one episode, but it'll be worth it.
Sure.
Honestly, when's the last time you watched the Simpson episode? Like sat down and actually watched an episode?
Multiple years.
So it's been a minute then. So
Yeah.
It totally fits. Okay, cool. It's been a
What's even more
lot of minutes for me.
What's even more shocking about that is that I can say that it's been multiple years, yet still we can have these conversations and I can nearly say the stuff back verbatim from the episodes.
That is crazy. You need to be studied for science that you got that kind of photorealist. But I guess it's not photorealistic, but like, what's that term?
Photographic?
Is it photographic memory?
I don't know.
That's not technically photographic because you didn't.
Not technically to you.
I guess photographic is what they used to say, but that's like if you read a page and then you could remember what that page looked like.
Right.
This is hitting on all senses, man. I think we can wrap this up. You want to sing us on out?
We're on a highway to hella.
What? This is Minute.
Oh.
This is Minute still, right?
Yeah, I think so. Do I have any songs that have minute in them?
It's got to be a ton. I can't think
There's
of
probably
any right now.
thousands upon thousands of them, and I can't think of.
We're gonna think of all of them when we're listening to this later. You're gonna be like calling me like this song.
Yeah, for what it's worth, everybody at home. I don't know if I've explained this in previous episodes, and I kind of hope you go through the same thing I go through. But every time I listen to our episodes as they come out on Wednesdays, I realize like 6 different places I missed a joke, or I remember the thing that I couldn't remember when I was trying to talk to you about it on here. So I hope that you sit in front of your radio and yell at me just as much as I yell at me when I can't remember something or miss a joke.
And trust me, he tells me those jokes.
I stopped listening to call him to tell him about the joke that I missed.
My biggest issue is like when I'm coming back, especially since when I'm editing this, is I catch half of your jokes that you throw at me, and either I'm in the middle of a thought, so I don't want to jump on it, so because I'll lose that thought, so I don't acknowledge it. It's like it's something simple, and I could just acknowledge it.
It's true. Multitasking isn't one of your strong suits.
Or I'll catch it totally in the replay, and I'll be like, "Oh, he totally lobbed up a joke right there for me," and I completely missed it.
I am a good setup man.
Yeah, you are. But it's all the time. So it's like sometimes you just say something. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're having a conversation. Then I look back and I'm like, oh God, that's the perfect joke setup right there. And I missed it. So, but that I've noticed that happens a lot.
Missed it by that much.
I'm going to get better at that though. I'm taking medicine for it. So.
No, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you finally went to see a doctor.
But he touched my butt a lot. Does that help?
Doesn't hurt.
No, it didn't. That's Dr. Tiny Hands. He's from the Philippines.
Jesus. I hope that's not one of our 41 countries.
Oh, it was worth the chuckle though.
Don't think you're supposed to be making me funnier by testing for prostate cancer.
Well, we should bring up those stories on our next episode.
On our next episode, listen to how we found the only doctors with 4 knuckles.
Mm-hmm. You know how like the doctors have like PhD or something at the end of their thing, or MD? Mine had ET because he had fingers like that goddamn alien.
It was super effective as a doctor because he could even get his fingertip to glow, which was really nice for helping the camera out once it was inside.
Oh yeah, you could see how far up my stomach it was. Just light my nipples up and everything.
Now watch this. I'm going to stick one finger here and then one down your throat. Oh, look, the lights went in the middle.
You've seen those movies like when they do jokes of like I think Seinfeld had one where the girl was supposed to have man hands. And like every time they'd show her hands, they were like these big giant meat paws or whatever. And they're like holding him and all that stuff. That's what my thing was like when I walked into that doctor's office. And I was like, yeah, let's make a joke. He's got long fingers. And then he wrapped his fingers around my hand like twice. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Those cannot be real hands. It was like basketball hands. I shit you not. I'm like, this might as well happen. He's like, can my assistant come in? And she was this young, attractive blonde. And I was like, might as well happen. Let's just, it's one of those days.
If I'm going to get violated, it may as well be in front of everybody.
Yeah. Good times. We can't end the episode on this.
Reminds me of The Simpsons. The guy with the extra large hand. And he writes down the speech that he's going to give about it. But he can write down the whole speech because his hand's so big. I really hate it when people make fun of my big hands. It reminds me of this time when, and but he's like walking through a screen. So like he doesn't get through the entire story. But
oh my God.
But the whole thing is written on the palm of his hand.
That's good.
It's fantastic.
That's pretty funny. Thank you for hanging out for this episode. Starting out season 2, another episode, and hope you guys stick around. We'll have a few more fun ones for you.
Yeah. And even though you may feel like it's been a minute since we've had a good episode, like go back and listen and you'll realize we really have never had a good episode.
It's been more than a minute. So I don't know what the term is for that, but when we figure that out, we'll do an episode on that.
I think we're going to start working this into, if it's been even longer than a minute, it's been an hour, right?
Oh, yikes.
If it's been a day, whew,
yeah, we're going to biblical times then.
Yeah.
And I think we should always end our podcast on a biblical note.
Remember the last time Rembrandt painted something? Man, it's been a day.
Yeah, it's been a leap year.
Sure. Whoa.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's not a minute next time we record, next time we podcast.
I mean, it shouldn't be, probably.
Okay. I'm allowing math on the episodes now, so I'm glad this is going to hopefully be an actual 30 plus minutes.
Same.
Good. We agree?
Yeah.
Shit, we better get out of here then.
Maybe I'm drunk.
It's been a minute. No, it hasn't.
Not really. No.
See you later, guys.
I'm sober, Matt.
And I gotta think of some good. You're sober, Matt. I'm Rebo Stan. That's sober backwards. I haven't done the backwards one.
Well, you know what? We'll re-record that. We'll get a better closing for you.
Sober Dan. Oh wait, no, you're sober Matt.
So Raven.
Oh my God. I didn't even watch that.
That's so Raven of you.
It is so Raven of me.
I'm sober. You're so Raven.
Oh my God. All right, I'm sober Dan.
And I'm sowing the seeds of love. The seeds of love.
Don't save the good one for you. Love. You son of a...
Sowing the seeds.
That one's
Birds
awesome.
and the bees.
I like that one. You giving me So Raven?
Yeah, I didn't want you to get the good one.
God damn you. Damn you to hell.
Later, slangers.
Later, guys. Seriously, watch that thing. You may still hate him at the end of it, but he talks about honest.
No,
all that
I don't
stuff.
hate him anymore.
Arnie,
I hated him in
I'm
that moment.
sorry that he hates you so much.
No,
come to the podcast. Let's fix this.
I hated him in that moment because he was very rude to me.
Let's fix this, Arnold. It's been a minute. I could heal both of you.
I think it's... I think he'd be more upset with me now outing him for not being 6'2" than he would be
you shut your mouth
about not knowing what a
Give me now,
caramel
believe me
macchiato was.
later. I'm 6'4". But maybe that was the thing. Like maybe he came to you after getting hit with a pie.
Maybe there's also a thing that work like lifts, but instead of in the opposite direction. And he really is 6'2", and they brought him down.